70,000 thoughts a day, but you only know 5.
Hi, welcome back. Okay, so before we get into today's episode, I actually want to do a quick recap of what we spoke about last time. So in the last episode, I introduced you to your unawareness, right? The part of you that you didn't really know existed. And what I hope stuck out is the figure 275,000 to 1. That was the ratio of your unawareness processing to your awareness processing, which means the part of you that believes it is you, the one that you believe is making all the decisions in your life and shaping it in all the ways, is really not you. Not the awareness part of you. It's the unawareness part. Because the awareness part of you represents less than 1% of you. Okay? So you are actually the underdog in your own life, if that makes sense. And by a landslide, that little 1%, not even in the room when the other 99% of you is making decisions. Okay, so that really begs the question, and we need to find out, what is the operating system that is running on that other 99%? What are the programs? What's going on basically behind your back? And that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so we know that the unawareness doesn't run randomly. Your heart doesn't just beat randomly, right? There's a divine order to it. It's running on a system. That system is what's keeping you alive. But you need to understand that it's doing way more than just keeping you alive. It's making all the decisions for you in your life. You can think about your little 1% awareness like the backseat driver. You're not in control, okay? It's that other 99% of you that is taking you to all your destinations. And it's determining what you like, what you dislike, your behaviors, your patterns, everything. Think about some of the challenges in your life. Like, let's just look at a simple one that a lot of people can relate to, like weight loss. You don't know the programs that are running in that other 99% of you. And when you go to lose weight, the whole battle that you're battling is that other 99% of you. That little 1% of you is up against the other 99% of you. I mean, what's going to happen in a battle like that? You're probably going to lose every time, right? We're going to talk a lot about that on this channel. But right now, let's get back to the operating systems that everyone is running on. I want you to start looking at yourself like a device, okay? We live in a world where everyone understands what it means when your device is running on an old operating system, right? Your phone, your computer, your tablet, your smartwatch, whatever the device, doesn't matter. You know what happens when the operating system needs updating, right? Your devices slow down, they glitch, they basically can't keep up. And that's an important thing that I want you to take note of, that they can't keep up. Because if you're feeling like that in life too, you're going to soon find out why. Okay. Now let's get back to talking about the devices in your life. I want you to start looking at yourself like a device who's been running an operating system your entire life. And nobody ever told you what it was or what you were operating on. So here's what I mean. Humanity has moved through what I see as 4 distinct operating systems. The 4 collective programs that humanity has moved through. And I say collective because they're not individual. You have individual programs that you're running on, but I'm talking about the actual operating system right now on a whole. And these aren't individual. They're civilizational. These are programs that entire generations of people ran together. That shaped how whole societies made decisions, assigned value, related to one another, and understood what life was actually for. Each one was the right upgrade at the time that it arrived. And it somewhere down the line became outdated. Just like your phone, it works fine until it doesn't. Right now, that's what's happening in a lot of people's lives. Things aren't working, and they're blaming things outside of their device. They're blaming other people. They're blaming their circumstances, or they're blaming their device. But how can you blame a device that's glitching or can't keep up when it's running on an operating system that needs like an upgrading? Okay, the first one we're gonna just touch on is OS 1, and that is survival, our survival mode. That is the oldest, most primal program or operating system. It's been around. It's what's kept us alive. Its number one single question is, am I safe? Right? If you see a big, scary monster or animal or mountain lion or bear, run. That's all you think of is run. And it fires fast before your awareness even gets to vote on what to do. You feel it as fear. Fear will creep in. Or you feel it as scarcity also. That's why you always have this constant lingering feeling that there's not enough of something, right? It's the scarcity programs that are still running today on your OS 1. There's not enough money, not enough time, not enough love, not enough whatever you need most. OS 1 doesn't care if the threat is real or not. It cares that something pattern matched to danger, and it reacts accordingly every time. And let's face it, you can recognize that in yourself when you are operating on OS 1. Now we have OS 2, and this one is built around structure, rules, permission, who has authority here, and what are the conditions under which I am allowed to move. OS 2 built civilizations, it built laws and institutions and social contracts that allowed large groups of people to live together without chaos. But it also runs every decision made from obligation, from fear of judgment, from waiting for someone to tell you that you're allowed, waiting for permission, from living inside a set of rules you inherited before you were old enough to evaluate whether they actually applied to you. Okay? And you'll be able to start recognizing when you're operating from that system. So think about validation, because that's a big one. Whenever you're seeking validation outside of yourself, okay, you are basically running OS 2. And I'm here to tell you that you don't need any validation outside of self, okay? It's important as you learn these operating systems to identify which one you are operating on throughout your day, because that's going to be a big part of reprogramming and getting to know and changing that other 99% of you, okay? You don't need anyone else's validation. Now let's move on to OS 3, okay? So I call that the achievement operating system. And this one is built around performance, output, ranking. How do I measure up? What have I produced? Where do I stand compared to everyone else? OS 3 built ambition. It made for comparison, basically. From the hustle that never feels like it's enough, right? From the version of success that always moves the goalpost right when you get close. From the quiet, exhausting belief that your worth is identical to your output, okay? And that's what most of us are running on throughout our day. And we flicker back between OS 1, OS 2, and OS 3. Most people on the planet right now are running a combination of all three of these simultaneously. OS 1 telling them they're not safe. OS 2 telling them they need permission, validation. OS 3 telling them that they're just not enough. All three running at full volume too, by the way, in the unawareness. in that 99% that you were never taught to look at. These are the programs that are running. Now we're going to move on and briefly touch on OS4, which I call the recognition operating system. And this is the emerging system. This is the newest system that is basically being installed in us right now. Actually, this is the one that most people haven't installed yet, but need to. OS4 doesn't ask, am I safe? It doesn't ask, am I permitted? Do I have permission? It doesn't ask, am I ranking well? OS4 asks one question that none of the other three ever thought to ask. What am I actually running? That single question is the most powerful thing a human being can ask themselves right now. Because the moment you ask, you have stepped outside of the other three programs long enough to see that there is a program running. You step outside of the other three operating systems. In that moment, you can see the operating system and the programs, and then you can realize that you are no longer just a program. You become something the first three operating systems were never designed to produce, never designed to see. You become the actual programmer of your operating system. So unawareness is the program, and awareness is the programmer. And the programmer has two jobs, always in this order. First, to observe, then direct. That's OS4. That's where we're going. And that's what everything on this channel is built around. In the next episode, we're going to talk about the most direct tool that the programmer has. The one you use every single day without realizing what you're doing with it. Your mouth. Because every word you speak is writing code. And the system is executing every single one of them.
70,000 thoughts a day, but you only know 5. The other 95% is running your life. You think you're in the driver's seat, but baby, who's at the wheel? The program's been the author of everything you feel. You planted seeds and fog so thick you couldn't see the ground, but the buffer's getting thin now and the harvest is coming around. What you put in the dark is all coming to the light. The physics don't negotiate, it don't care if you're right. The buffer's done, the buffer's done. What you are inside is what you're running from. The buffer's done, no more delay. What you create in the dark is on its way. No more hiding, no more lag. Consciousness is catching up, that's a fact. Oh, the buffer's done, the buffer's done. Time to meet yourself, ready or not, here it comes. OS1 just tried to survive, OS2 made the rules, OS3 chased the trophy, and OS4 needs you to approve. But there's a fifth door opening, nobody mapped this place, where the inside and the outside finally share the same space. Helen Keller at the pump, the water always ran. You just couldn't feel your hands until the physics said now's the plan. AI didn't flip the switch flipped, then came the machine. Consciousness hit critical mass and built the thing to make you see. The buffer's done, the buffer's done. What you are inside is what you're running from. The buffer's done, no more delay. What you create in the dark is on its way. No more hiding, no more lag. Consciousness is catching up, that's a fact. Oh, the buffer's done, the buffer's done. Time to meet yourself, ready or not, here it comes. Unawareness wrote the code. Awareness is the one who gets to choose. First you observe, then you